So you can see my yellow note cards here. I was getting ready to give this speech, and I found out I had 4 minutes, and I told my daughter, and she said, well, Dad, you should do what I do, and use note cards. And she gave me a choice of yellow and pink, so I chose yellow. So I'm Allan. I'm one of the 3 co-founders of Betaspring, along with Jack Templin and Owen Johnson, who are out there somewhere. I can't see you because of the lights. We're a 12-week startup boot camp. So what does that mean? Basically, what we do is we select young entrepreneurial teams from across the country or across the globe, if they can get past our Byzantine visa process. And we bring them here to Providence for 12 weeks to build their company. And when we get them here, we put them all in a clubhouse. We put them in front of a bunch of mentors, and we drive them like hell to build their product and put it in front of customers before the end of the program, where they go in front of a demo day, in front of a group of investors from, we had 100 investors from the Boston to New York corridor this year to hear their story. And the secret ingredient here, and we also provide them a small amount of money, basically rent and ramen noodles money, to get them through the 12 weeks. We don't want them eating much more than ramen noodles. So our secret ingredient here is the mentors. Unlike previous attempts to bring more startups together more quickly, we really focus on their contact with people who've already started a company, funded companies, or have domain expertise in sales and marketing, because our operating hypothesis is that in a world where the barriers to starting a company have come down dramatically, where basically anybody anywhere can start a company, what makes a difference is access to really smart people who can help you succeed or fail more quickly and suck less along the way. So that's what we try and give them access to people to do. This summer was our first summer that we ran the program. We launched 7 companies at the end of the summer, and 4 of those are growing fast. 2 of them are on slow burn, and 1 of them burned up on the launch pad, and that's fine. A little quick origin story. What essentially happened was we had some serial entrepreneurs together who were looking at Providence as a place for having a critical mass of startups as an economic engine, and we realized that to do this, you couldn't keep reusing the 2 or 3 people that floated up on Rhode Island shores every month who were serial entrepreneurs who came here for lifestyle reasons. You needed to start companies in batches. You need to be able to turn startup activity up as a step function. And so we looked at ways to do that, and we realized that the best way to do that was by focusing on youth and on young startups. And so that's really where we focus Betaspring. Our goal is to be able to start dozens of companies at a time. You know, we started thinking about it in 2008. And we launched at the beginning of 2009, a great time to be launching something. And I say that in all seriousness, because here's why. Because while other people were paralyzed, we were sprinting. And that gave us a hell of a head start. Because other people were standing around wondering, what can we do? And we just got a bunch of talent together. We put them in a place. We connected them. And we said, right, let's start some companies. And then we went out and did it. Along the way, we learned a couple things. One was we learned what our unfair competitive advantage here was. I think everybody needs an unfair competitive advantage. For us, it's scale, it's connectivity. Rhode Island doesn't have much muscle mass, but we have lots of connective tissue and a good circulation system. And because of that, we were able to connect our startups to our mentors, to our partners more quickly. We're small organisms, so we don't have to eat much, and we can take an overlooked idea like taking the window air conditioner that's looked the same for the past 100 years, reinvent it into a very elegant new design for a green world, and that enables us to survive and prosper where that might be overlooked in a larger market. And the other thing we learned is take the brilliance of other people. You could call this plagiarizing with attribution, but we took assembly blocks from the blueprint of our program to the work that had already been done by teams before they came into our program to the brilliance of our mentors, and we just assembled it like a set of borrowed Legos into a new design that helps start more companies faster and make them more successful along the way. So that's essentially what Betaspring.
say is the main virtue of the 12-week thing? Why is, in this case, faster better? What does it require of the company founders or the entrepreneurs that is a virtue?
Well, it's an arbitrary forcing function, really. But I think what it does is two things. One is it creates a community of all these startups coming together, working along a common timeline. And even though everyone knows that the demo day at the end is artificial, it creates this sense of momentum and competition to get there, and it causes them to make decisions more quickly. You know, one of the things we tell the teams is, if there's a decision to be made that is reversible, make it before you leave the room. Mm-hmm. So leave no decision unmade unless it's an irreversible one. Mm-hmm. And that just helps them kind of teach the teams how to move things forward with velocity.
So you got all these probably pretty young, somewhat know-it-all kids arriving for these 12-week programs. What do you think is the one thing they wind up learning, not the one thing, but an important thing they wind up learning in the 12 weeks about what it really takes to get a company launched that they might not have known when they arrived there? I guess there's a lot of wisdom imparted in those 12 weeks.
I don't know. I don't want to think of it as delivered wisdom. I think they learned that they didn't know everything. But more importantly, I think they learned the power of networks and connections. I think we're starting to see startups as being ecosystems, as giving and sharing knowledge to one another. And the mentors who engage in this are just so incredibly inspired by being in touch with these first-time entrepreneurs, and they make the connections on their own, and it becomes generative on its own. So I think they learn really how the power of human networks enable them to be successful.
Great. Allan Terr, thank you.